Yes, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Sagro Museum. So today I'm with my friend Raf.
Hi.
So today we're gonna talk about our thoughts of leveling up and how to improve yourself. You level up so much.
So first thing to know is I consider my glow up is two different sides. There's like the glow up of everything that's around me and the glow up of myself. So first occurred the glow up of everything around me. I went from high school to the school we're in now, and that was like life-changing to me. It was like most really important change in my life. The whole context, the whole situation I was in changed from something I really hated, like my high school was really bad to me, and to something I really like, because the school was so good. I met so many new people that were so interesting to me, and so I made so many friends. So that's the first thing that made me evolve, because my life was just better.
How you feel before you have this glow up?
I felt like shit, to be honest. I really felt like shit and was always talking to me as a shit. I was really often saying bad things to me, like really, like if I was bullying me.
Like bullying you, like your friends or
No,
teachers?
nobody actually thought I was bad, like my family, my friends. Everyone was being supportive, and every time I said bad things, they would always cheer me up and say, "Oh no, you're not bad. Like you're a good guy," and things like that. But I used to think there's no way I'm a good person. There's no, like, I have no value.
After you have this glow up, people around you treat you differently?
So I think the way people treated me after I glow up, it really depends on what type of people you're talking about. If you're talking about my close friends or family, they always treated me well, so that made actually no difference. But if we're talking about the other people that maybe I don't know that much, it changed a lot, because at first I was so not confident with myself that I didn't really speak to strangers or make new friends at all. But when I grew up, I got more and more confident, so I was able to go talk to more persons and meet new strangers. A few times ago, I asked people, do you feel like you were, before glowing up, you were like shit or worthless, things like that? And some people never actually grew up like I did, like didn't go from shit to a better version of yourself. And I was like, oh, I think it was everybody. But actually, there's people who don't have to glow up because they're actually just fine. So, when did you glow up?
I think it was like what I said in the last video. After middle school, when I get into this high school, I started taking care of myself, because before I got into the high school, I went to this prepa. I met so many amazing people, like super pretty girls. So I want to become one of them. I constantly feel I'm ugly when I was in middle school. So I want to feel like my pretty friends. I want to get attentions from people. I noticed I don't want to feel like this anymore. Am I going to look like this when I'm 20? No, I want my 20 to become amazing. That's why I start to put more effort into makeup and self-improvement, and I start to read more, I start to exercise. That's when I start to put more effort onto myself.
For me, there's also something that like started my glow up, because to be honest, I've spent lots of time in my life with my best friend that I always found better than me.
Yeah.
So he ended up being like a symbol of a better version of myself. When I changed school, we were not together anymore, and maybe I'm thinking it was easier for me to work on myself without having this constant version of a better me next to me. Because I could see that there's gonna be so much things to change if I want to be like him. And as soon as I couldn't see him anymore, maybe it was easier for me to start working on that.
Because our pretty friends always got so much attention from people, that makes us realize, oh my god, why am I not receiving the same treatment from people?
Yeah.
That's why we want to start.
Sometimes just
evolve.
Yeah, sometimes I just ask myself, like, why am I here? He's doing all the talking, so why am I trying to talk with these people? Just leave.
Yeah, and sometimes when you are the ugly friend, people will always be like, oh, you're that girl's friend. You're Ashraf's friend.
Yeah.
To me, also, I feel like if I cannot stop all my negative patterns, all my bad behavior, I'm gonna look uglier and uglier. That's why I need to cut all those bad habits, so I will be on the right track.
So you make it sound really easy.
No, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. Yeah, there will be back and forth. One thing about leveling up is to get used to uncomfortable situations. Yeah, to raise your threshold.
It's like if you have a comfort zone that's not that big, then try to make little steps out of it, and then maybe when it's way bigger, you can try to actually get out your comfort zone.
A personal example. So when I start to leveling up, I would want to lose a lot of weight, right? So I would start running. But growing up, I am very bad at sport. You know, I cannot run very fast, and my strengths are also like super bad. I don't have enough energy to support myself, so I can only run 2K each time. I know it's very weak, but you know, all my friends, they can run 7K, they can run 5K, 7K, 8K really easy. But I was always the one, you know, cannot run. So I just start with 2K. At first, I cannot even run 2K really fast because but you know, when I start to run 2K each day, I start to feel less and less horrible. Because at first you're gonna feel like shit. You're definitely gonna feel like shit, because as someone who never exercised, running 2K a day is really a lot. So when I get used to 2K, I will maybe try run 3K tomorrow. Or when I get used to 3K, I will start to run 4K. Yeah, then gradually I build myself up, I build my strengths up, and mentally and physically, so eventually I can run 5K.
Yeah, that reminds me of a challenge I tried. It's like 1 day, 1 more push-up.
Oh yeah.
It's like you start day 1 push-up, and you end up being able to do, like I really tried to stick to it, and I remember being able to do like 70 push-ups. Now I can't anymore because I stopped training.
You stopped training.
Yeah, but like it's definitely a good example of, if you do it every day, you have to get better at this.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time you get used to it.
Start small. Doesn't have to be big. Even if your goal is big, start small and you'll get faster and faster. It's like running on a track, and like you have to run 100 meters, but you can, like at the starting point, you can't already have speed. You have to build up speed, you know? Yeah, and then you'll see that the more and more you gain speed, the more and more you actually can do the 100 meters fast.
So, you know, I always come to school late because I am very bad at getting up early. That's why I bought, when I was in high school, I bought a watch that was electric. So it has a built-in alarm in that watch. It has 8 different levels of electric. The first one is very mild.
Yeah, okay.
That's the right word?
I don't know. I understand. I would say soft, but...
The soft. The first level is very soft, and then it becomes like more and more painful.
Yeah.
But you know, because I was so lazy, eventually I got used to the 8th level, the most painful level. It doesn't hurt me anymore. If you're new to running, if you force yourself to run 5K, it's gonna feel like hell. And then you will relate to this painful experience to running, and then you will never want to run again.
Yeah, that's true. Like, and it's the same for glowing up. You have to go little the start, because if you try to do too much, you'll end up getting tired of it. So maybe you think your body can handle this, but maybe your mental can't.
Yeah.
You have to like give yourself some time, because evolving doesn't like it takes time. A lot of times people overestimate what they can do in one day, but they underestimate what they can do in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe if tomorrow you want to evolve, you can't because it's not enough time. But in 3 years, imagine what person you can be in 3 years. It's like you can be totally different from now. If you take me 3 years ago, I was like, I feel like I barely know this man. It's not me anymore. Like, I changed so much.
I feel like sometimes we would have regrets. Like, for example, I started my Spanish lesson 2 years ago, but I never like stick with it. Now I feel like if I stick with it, maybe my Spanish will be fluent by now. You know, maybe you just learn something little by little every single day. Maybe only 5 minutes when you start beginning, and then maybe 2 months later you will be really good at it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's more like be consistent with it instead of try to eat the whole cake with one bite.
Yeah, definitely. Glowing up requires a lot of consistency, because you can't change, like can't choose one day, write on your calendar, this day I'm gonna be a better person. Doesn't work like this. You have to actually change things.
Yeah.
And you have to work for it. So in order to actually set goal and try to go towards this goal, you have to be consistent. But consistency doesn't mean that you have to work every single day. If you're new to evolving and if you're new to trying to glow up, you don't need to work every day. I feel like most of the time we put so much pressure on ourselves to try to every single day do an exercise, always the same exercise. But that's like, I think that's so tiring and so like makes me so tired of this and sick of the process of evolving.
Yeah, it's not about perfection. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing something long enough, and then you will get great at it. It's all about consistency, not about perfection. I have this example. Do you know Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that YouTuber. Before I started this channel, I always want to start a YouTube channel, but I never get started. But one day I saw this quote on his interview. He said a lot of YouTubers, they want to plan their video for 2 months because they want their first video to be amazing, to be perfection, but that's not impossible. The hardest thing is to get started, and then the harder thing is to be consistent. So I remember he said, your first 20 videos gonna be suck. No matter how good you think your video are, it's gonna be really bad. But if you put effort into it, if you try to improve it every time if you try to improve it every time you post a new video, then your quality will go up and up and up. So let's not talk about how good your videos are. First, let's make fucking 100 videos and then let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's all about consistent.
I think it applies to life also, because like it's always about consistency and not about perfection. Can translate to don't try to work every day really hard, because like on the 5th day you will already be tired and sick of this and you'll want to stop. Try to just work whenever you want. Try to enjoy the process. Like if you want to lose weight, try to do some sport that you enjoy and not every day, because if you do it every day you'll eventually get sick of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about making yourself feel good, enjoy the process, so you can be consistent with it. If you feel like hell every single day, you wouldn't want to do it. Every day when you do it, it will feel like a chore. You will feel like you have to do this and you don't want to. So I remember you said you don't need to do anything, you want to do it. Yeah,
definitely. Because when you say to yourself, oh, I need to work on that, I need to get better at this, it's so like in your head you really feel like it's something you're obligated to do, and so it becomes something that you don't want. It's like homework. Who likes homework?
Yeah, nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to go to a gym every single day.
Yeah, of course, because you have to do the homework. You need to do the homework. So nobody really enjoys it, or the rare people that actually likes homework. But when you need to you don't need to evolve, you want to evolve, okay? The first thought is this: oh, maybe I want to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, stop saying I need to exercise. Say I want to exercise. And when you'll say that you actually want to exercise, then you'll exercise so much more often, because that's what you actually want. If you say I need to exercise, it becomes like homework. It becomes a boring thing.
Yeah. For example, you don't want to go to the gym, but you want to play basketball every day because playing basketball is fun.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't treat like gym as something you need to do, like a chore. You need to treat it like an exercise, like something you want to enjoy. Same with doing homework and working out. At first, you're definitely gonna feel like hell. You're gonna feel really tired and stressed every single day because you just started. You're not used to it. Your body, your mind is not used to uncomfortableness, discomfort. Because our body, our mind is wired to feel comfortable.
Yeah, also what I'm thinking is that, like, lots of time when you want to evolve, people will advise you to try to set a daily goal and stick to it. But yeah, I still think it's not about getting used to something. When you get used to something, it's like homework. You have to do it every day. When you do something just because you want to, then it's not getting used. You do it just because like you want to. It's just like people who enjoys playing video games. They don't play because they are used to it. They play video games because they like it. So I'm thinking in order to evolve, you have to choose a way of evolving that you really enjoy and that you really like. Okay, thank you. In order to evolve, you really have to choose a way that makes you enjoy the evolving process.
Wait a second, what else I want to say? Breaking bad habits.
Okay, so you want to talk about the ugly drawing I did, like this?
Yeah, you can do it pretty good, your ugly drawing.
Okay.
Let's start with some personal example. How do you keep your schedule consistent?
Actually, the best way for me to keep my schedule consistent is to not have a schedule. Because if I do have a schedule, I will usually, for example, when I have homework, I will always do it at the last time. I am not someone who works on the right time, so I'll always do it on the last time. I'm really bad with schedules in general. So if I need to evolve at something, I just need to whenever I got free time, say to myself, oh, I want to evolve, so I need to think of it. And like, let's say I want to get better at piano, then when I have free time, I have to think myself, oh, I want to play piano right now. It's not about, oh, there's 2 days I wrote on my calendar that I should play piano today. No, if I write on my calendar something, there's no way I'll actually do it. So I really need to say to myself, I want to do it. Also, when I want to evolve at something, it's exactly what I was saying earlier, is that there's good days and bad days, but like if you try to stick to a schedule, when I try to evolve, the I need mentality makes me like in the first few days I say to myself, oh, I really need to work on that. So maybe I'll actually do it like for 5 or 6 days. I'll really stick to it, and then I'll get sick of it because every day I say to myself I need to do it, and it becomes a chore, it becomes homework, it becomes a really boring thing to do. But when I have the I want mentality, maybe I don't do it every day, but it's fine, because like when I need something, if I do it for 5 days and then never do it again because I'm sick of it, it's always gonna be worse than if I want mentality and I don't do it every day. Maybe I'll do it on Monday and Thursday, but I do it for way more weeks. So in the end, I'm gonna work so many much days that in the I need mentality. Also, we also think a lot that there's good days and bad days. Like if you work, it's good day, and if you don't work, it's bad day. It doesn't really work like this. You can have like half good, half bad days. It's not all perfect or all wrong. For example, if I want to progress at piano again, let's say I really want to progress, so I want to learn a new song. Maybe today I'm feeling I'm too lazy to actually start to learn a new song. So I'm just gonna try to play piano, but the songs I already know. This is not a bad day nor a good day. Because if it was a good day, I would have tried to learn a new song. But if it was a bad day, I wouldn't have played piano at all. So yeah, try to make every day the best possible. But if you're too tired, or if you just don't want to work today, it's fine. As long as you keep enjoying the process. I just need to precise something. When you don't work today, never say to yourself, oh, I will work tomorrow. Never. If you don't work today, you won't work tomorrow. Just so, make that clear in your head. Because if you think I'll work tomorrow, then when you're actually tomorrow, you will think, I need to work because yesterday I said I would work now.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong mentality.
If I don't do it today, I will break the promise I promised to myself yesterday.
Yeah.
Then if I don't do it, I will lose trust in myself.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Never do any promise to yourself. Just keep trying to enjoy the process of evolving.
So, can you try to explain the colors on this drawing?
So of course, red is bad and green is good, but this is in the I need mentality, you can see everything's green, everything's red, because for the first days, you just want so bad to try to make it perfect. But as soon as you get sick of it, you're just gonna stop doing it every day. In the I want mentality, you can see there's days that are green, red, orange, yellow, because as I said, not every day is a good or a bad day, so you can have good or bad days. Maybe the good days will actually be really rare, but as soon as you keep going because you actually want it and because you actually enjoy the process, even if sometimes you have bad days, it will be fine because you will still evolve.
I feel like don't be too hard on yourself. You can still have only little good days, a lot of mid days, and only a few bad days. But if you try to keep it consistent, eventually you will have a lot of greens in your schedule. Yeah. Eventually you will get better and better. You will have more self-discipline.
Yeah, because the more you evolve, even though, let's say at the beginning you just do mid days, it's not bad days, so you still evolve a little. The more you will evolve, the more you will enjoy it because you can see your evolution.
Yeah, do little is better than doing nothing at all.
Yeah, and also better than trying to do everything at once.
Yeah, maybe just, don't be too hard on yourself, don't beat yourself up. You can start with orange days, you can start with yellow days, but eventually you will have, you put more and more, self-discipline into yourself, and you will, to say that, gradually have green days.
Yeah, and also I think we talk about discipline, but actually if you really enjoy the process and want to evolve, it shouldn't be even discipline because you'll just be happy to do it.
Yeah, because you get used to it, you raise your threshold.
Yeah.
When green day is your normal, you wouldn't want to have a skip day anymore. You wouldn't want to have a red day anymore because sorry.
It makes sense because you realize that green days are the days that makes you the most happy.
Yeah.
And red days are the bad days. So you realize if you really enjoy the process, let's imagine you want to build more muscles. If the green days where you do sports are the best day of your weeks, then you're gonna end up not wanting to stop do sports and you're gonna end up wanting to do sports every day.
Yeah, once you see how much you got from all these green days, you will want to continue. You wouldn't want to go back to your older self anymore.
Yeah, and even if you don't start with green days, if you start only with orange, you'll see that maybe you get a taste of the evolution that all of this process can give you, and then it just will make you want to work more.
So little progress is better than no progress.
And also better than wanting to progress too much.
Yeah, if you do it too much, you're gonna feel like it will backfire. It's like when I try to have a healthy diet, I would completely ban myself from sugar. So I would try to have green day every single day, but then eventually I will break down. I would completely collapse and then start to binge eating again.
Yeah, same.
Start eating a lot of sugar.
Yeah, but it's not about stopping eating sugar, it's eating less sugar that's important.
Yeah, eating less sugar.
And then when you eat less and less sugar, you will eventually end up eating no sugar. And even if in one period you eat no sugar and you're okay with it, and you start eating sugar again, it's still okay. You don't need to evolve all the time. Just sometimes be okay with you being a normal person, not evolving normal yourself. You don't have to always be the best version of you. Of course, it's better if you're always the best version of you, but it requires a lot of strength, a lot of energy. So don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, that's the first point. Now let's move on to the next topic. How to make change when you feel like you're too lazy and pathetic to do anything about it.
So for this question, I think desire can have two possible outcomes. When you desire to evolve, you either really desire it or sometimes you're just too lazy to do it. What I'm saying is like, if you desire to evolve on some really specific point, just always ask yourself, is it worth my effort? If you think it's worth your effort, then there's no more question to ask, because you can do some effort and enjoy the effort because you know that what you're gonna gain from this effort is worth. But if sometimes you're just too lazy to change, you can also do accepting process. You can just accept that things are like this and that they're not going to change because it's not worth your effort. For example, some people want to lose weight because like that's society that tells us that light people are in better, like has better health or things like that. So if you want to lose weight, ask yourself, should I really lose weight? Is my effort worth it? Am I actually gonna feel better from that? Or am I okay with my body but just maybe not comfortable because of what's around me? If you came to the conclusion that you really want this and that the effort is worth, then good for you, you can start making efforts.
If you cannot force yourself to make changes, then you should just make peace with it. But I know sometimes it's very hard to remove a desire because it's basically like impossible to remove a desire. You can only talk yourself out of it. So, for example, if you growing up, you always want to be famous, right? But you never do anything about it. And then you see a lot of people living your dream life. Then you will get triggered. You will get triggered again. I feel like, oh, what if, 10 years ago, I just start this career I want. Maybe right now, I will live this dream life. You will get triggered like this. What I'm trying to say. Yeah. So you can talk yourself out of it, but a few years later, you will still wonder what it's gonna be like if I actually do it. So if you want to start doing your career, personally, I would hate this fucking feeling of what if I just do it? What if I put all my effort into it? My life would be. So let's just fucking do it and put all your effort into something. For example, you want to be famous. Yeah, I said that. You want to be famous, but you never post anything. A model career wouldn't just fall out from the sky. So you can manifest all the fuck you want, but if you don't actually do something about it, you won't have it, right?
Yeah, of course. So there's really two ways of dealing with desires. Either you work for it, either you make peace with it being not true for the end of your life.
Yeah.
It's like just accept it as it is.
Being okay with not living your dream life. Being okay with not having your body. Stop complaining and just live with it.
Yeah, change your desires. It's possible, and it doesn't make you weak to actually give up on some goals. Maybe you can focus on some other goals first, and then if that goal comes up to your mind a few time later, then you can start to work on this if you achieve something else first.
Yeah, I know this sounds harsh, But you either do it or stop complaining and live with it. If you actually want to do it, you need to put all your effort into that thing. Realize nobody's gonna save you. You are the person that is going to create your dream life. You are the person that's going to create your future. So it's like your future is in your hand right now. By every decision you made, you're creating your future with every moment right now. So when you think about, let's skip gym today, but think about your future. If you stick with it, you will have your dream body probably in 3 months. But if you stop doing that, you will never have your dream future, because that's how you control your future.
Yeah, I'm thinking of course no one can save you, no one is gonna help you. Actually they couldn't, because I'm the only one who can actually change my own life.
Yeah.
Also, there is no such thing as things can't change. I used to think I'm so shitty that I can't actually make anything change in my life. But when things started to actually change, I was so impressed, and I found out I have so much potential that I just wasted years of my life just because I thought I could never change anything. So please, change is always possible. You just have to put work into it.
Yeah, everything is possible. If you don't do it, there will be no possibility for you to get that thing. But if you try, there will always be possibility.
Yeah, you miss all the shots you don't take.
Yes.
Okay, so just shoot your shots and maybe it end up good.
I have a very funny example.
Yeah.
So remember when I first moved into this house, our landlord told us we only have 2, how do you say that thing in English?
Radiator? I don't know, heater?
Heater? Oh, maybe heater.
House heater? Sorry, we're not English.
Yeah, our English are so bad. So our landlord said we only can open 2 heaters in our bedrooms. So me and my roommate, the whole winter, we didn't even try to open other heaters in the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, until Raf come over one day and he like, why don't you open it? And he just open it like this, and the whole house is so fucking warm. And 2 of us, me and my roommate, was completely mind-blowing. Like, how is this possible? So we never tried it, and we would suffer from coldness the entire winter. So yeah, I was so fucking pissed at myself. Why didn't I just try it?
Yeah, it's like, just shoot your shots all the time.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt if the heater is not working.
Yeah.
But I just don't get it why we never try to open it. The last point we want to say is, I don't know how, but I will achieve it.
Yeah, I think when I need to evolve, there's one thing I always need to say to myself, is that the past and the future doesn't exist. Because the past doesn't make me who I am now. So maybe in the past I didn't work, but it doesn't stop me from working now. And also, the future doesn't exist, because I won't expect my work to have influence on the future. That's why I need to enjoy the work now. I need to enjoy the process now. So if I die tonight, I'm gonna look back on my life. Do I want to be the guy that worked for his dreams or didn't do anything? That's what I'm asking myself sometimes. And so it makes me want to make myself proud. It's like, don't do this for anyone except yourself. Sometimes I just think to myself, if I work right now and stick to it and really evolve, in a few weeks I can already see the results and look back and say to myself, oh, I used to not work at all, but look where I am now. Mm-hmm. I evolved so much and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. I feel like you cannot control your future. You can only control your future by control your now, by control everything you do now. That's why you don't need to know how you're gonna achieve things. I have one example. For example, you go to the gym and then your goal is to lose 10 pounds. If you consistently go to gym day by day, you're not gonna suddenly see yourself super fit. But you will see little changes day by day, and then you will know you're on the right track. as long as you are on the right track and you are consistent with yourself, you don't need to be hard on yourself. You know that your dream life is just a matter of time.
Like in the last 1 year, I lost 10 kilograms, I think. And
wow.
Yeah, that's so much. And like when I think about this, I don't remember feeling when I lost it. Like there's no like track of the process I kept. Like I didn't took any pictures. I didn't weigh myself every day. It was like just a process where I eat sometimes a little less and maybe sometimes do more exercise. But like not every day. It was really not every day. It was so rare. But also this summer, like I really ate less, but without even noticing it. And I lost 10 kilograms. So that's a big difference with a small amount of effort. What I'm saying is that you don't need to work like really super hard every day. You just need to work sometimes. And if you work sometimes, there's two things that are gonna happen. First, you get closer to your goal, and second, you get closer to being used to work. And when you are used to work in order to evolve, then that's it. You don't need any podcast anymore. Just can evolve yourself.
Because just do the damn work and have your desire is just a matter of time. But if you don't do anything, if you don't get up and do the damn work, you won't have anything. Nobody's gonna save you. You are the only person that can change your future. That you are the only person that can have the dream life for you. It's like during every moment, right? It's like taking care of yourself in the future. It's like your past self taking care of your future self.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to the future, you will be thankful of all the effort you did in the past.
Yeah. And every time I work, I can see myself like when I choose to do my homeworks, even though I'm lazy to do it, I say to myself, me tomorrow isn't gonna have to do it. He would be so thankful that I work now. So I'm just working to make myself in the future proud.
Yeah, your future self will be so proud of everything you did right now, even though it seems so fucking hard. But if you never get started, the future you will suffer because you can never unwind something. Even if you start later in the future, you will always have to go through this hard process. So just do it right now. Just do it right now and your future self will be very grateful for it.
Yeah, if you don't work right now, you just make the future harder. But if you do work right now, maybe now is harder, but your future will be easier.
Yeah, it will be easier and easier. For example, the first time I start my YouTube channel, it was so fucking hard. I spent months to put myself together, to organize a video. I plan everything. I want everything to be perfect. And, I have this worksheet of my filming schedule. So I plan to film that video on a Sunday. But that day I was so fucking tired. I was exhausted. And I was also sick, I think I probably ate something bad. I was super nauseous the entire day and I cannot even put myself out of the bed. But I thought, you know what, Chilia, if you don't do it today, you will never get started. I was thinking to myself, I remember thinking to myself, if I don't film this podcast today, then I won't have any trust in myself because I've been planning for this for months. So I need to do it. So I put myself together, I put on makeup, and I have no fucking idea what I'm going to say, but I just forced myself to think my realization about my recent, everything that happened. And then the second video, the third video becomes so much easier because I know the process. I am familiar with the process right now. I would set my phone up, I will plug in my microphone, adjust the lighting, and then just talk what the fuck I want. And I will edit video later, and then I will just hit upload.
Yeah.
It becomes so much easier every time.
Yeah, every process is just like a baby learning how to walk. At first, the baby doesn't know how to do it and just falls all the time. But every time he tries again, it gets a little easier, and eventually he'll just walk every day like a normal person.
Yeah.
Just consider yourself as a baby and just try to start things from zero. It's okay to be not good at things, but it's not okay to think that you will always be not good.
So I know exactly my first 20 video is gonna be suck, I know that. But if I don't get started, if I don't start somewhere, if I always try to pursue perfection, I will never get started. So I think it's important to get up and do the goddamn work. So it doesn't matter how bad you did, it doesn't matter how good you did, as long as you get started, you will get easier. And if you try to improve each time, yeah, you will eventually have what you want. You will eventually have subscribers. So it doesn't matter, as long, I have no fucking subscriber right now. I only have 100. But I am so fucking grateful for all of you for have faith in me, for supporting this channel. And I know if I keep it consistent, although I might have no fucking idea what I'm going to say right now, but eventually, when I have enough video and I try my best to improve the quality of my content, I will start some. I will reach my goal.
If you keep trying, there is no way you won't succeed.
Yeah.
The only way you won't succeed achieving a goal is if you give up.
Yes. The only way to have zero possibility is to do nothing. As long as you try, there is a possibility. Even it will suck at first, have this mentality to prepare. It's gonna be super fucking hard at first.
Here in France, we have like money games where you bet something and you can win huge amounts of money. And to try to convince you to play, they have a saying that says, every winner has been a player. So it's kind of dumb thinking for money games because you can actually lose way more than win. But if you apply it to life in general, you have to be a player in order to win. It's true, like all of the most important person on earth have been trying so hard to be there. You can't get to a goal if you don't work, if you don't try. You have to try to win. You have to try to get to your goals.
Yeah. And also, just an extra thing I suddenly want to mention. If you feel like what you're doing right now isn't what you see yourself doing in 5 years, just stop doing it.
Yeah.
If you know that you don't want to you don't want to be a teacher, then stop it here and start to doing the things you want, because it's never too late to start. But if you don't start, your future is guaranteed you will be a teacher if you don't do anything about it, if you don't fight it.
Yeah, never try to work to go towards a goal that you don't even think is good for you.
Before I have a better mentality, before I was in this lack mentality, do you know how did I become a tarot reader? It's because I want to predict my future, right? And
yeah.
I don't want to pay for somebody else to do that. But now I haven't touched my tarot cards for so long because there's no point of it. Because I know if I just work hard, if I just put into effort, I will eventually get what I want. So there's no meaning of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to predict.
Yeah, there's no locked in future. You make the future.
Yeah, you can decide. You can decide your future. You can decide your life. And how to close the gap of your current self and your future self is to do what the future self would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then you start to act like your future self. You start to talk like your future self, think like your future self, and do the things your future self would do. Or, higher self, ideal self, whatever. Just act like that person and you will become that person.
Yeah, you have to pretend. Like, if there's some goals, for example, I said earlier that my best friend was actually the representation of all my goals together. It's like Sometimes I would just pretend to be like him already, even though I wasn't. So I was, for example, if I need to meet new people, I was so awkward, but then I would pretend to act like him. It would be less awkward. Like, at first I would be, but people wouldn't notice. So I would talk to them and then get less awkward because I see, oh, they don't hate me, so maybe I can make friends with them.
You know, I feel the same thing. It's when you know you need to get something done, but you don't have the mentality, or if you feel weak or not confident enough to do that, you create a better version of yourself and you just act like them. So, you know, I never get used to talk in front of camera, especially with English, because English is not even my first language. But when I talk in front of camera, I am not Julia, I am not myself. I am the wizard Liz. I am somebody else. I am Dylan James. You know, I am not myself anymore. I will try to pretend I am that comforter, better version of myself. And then, you know, I start to doing the things I want. It becomes so much easier.
Yeah, every time you get in a hard choice situation, just ask yourself, what would future me do?
Yeah, what would the future you do?
What would the perfect version of me do in that situation?
You need to exactly know what your future self is like. Does she go to the gym? Does she like cook for herself? Does she read every day? Does she is she a people pleaser? Is she a bad bitch? You know, if you want to become a bad bitch, if your higher self is a bad bitch, then you need to fucking act like a bad bitch. Stop being a people pleaser.
Yeah. A really good exercise is to imagine yourself in like 10 years, but not yourself if you don't work. Yourself that worked, the perfect version of yourself in 10 years.
Yeah.
Imagine this person comes to you and gives you the best advice he or she can give you. What would be the advice? And now, if you have the answer to that question, you know exactly what to do. Because that's the best advice you can get from the perfect version of yourself. So now you know what to do.
I feel like sometimes we all have answers inside of us.
Yeah, but sometimes we just don't look for it.
You know exactly what you need to do, but if you want to close the gap between your current self and your better self, you need to do it. You need to materialize it by actually doing it. And then you are your future self. This becomes your new normal, and then you will have a new desire, and you try to act like a new, higher version of yourself again, because we're constantly evolving. We're evolving all the time.
Life is about getting better. For me, the purpose of life is to enjoy the more that we can, the most possible. So if you are not the best version of yourself, how can you have the most enjoyable life?
If you know the better version of yourself is, you know, somebody successful, and then you will need to have to put effort to become successful. It is a very predictable thing.
Talk about how to self-evaluate.
How to
know if you're a good person or not.
Oh yeah, this is so fucking important, because sometimes I feel like everyone hates me. I would feel like I am the shitty person. I would feel like I do wrong thing all the time and everybody is like suffering from me. But sometimes it's not true.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that now?
We can give them a little teaser.
Okay.
So in the next video we will talk about how to judge yourself is a good person or not, or how to deal with the situation if you feel like everybody hates you, and stop overthink.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really interesting topic. Interesting. Ben, j'espère que vous avez bien aimé la vidéo et je vous dis à la prochaine. J'espère être là pour une prochaine vidéo et j'espère que vous avez aimé. Sur ce, je vous fais des bisous parce qu'on est amis maintenant et ciao.
Des bisous.